What's up, what's going on, legends? It's your boy Errl Shatter here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how reverse boosting is going to ruin Call of Duty. If they don't do something to change skill-based matchmaking here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, we're going to have a huge problem with reverse boosting. There's going to be a lot of people doing it. It's overall going to ruin the experience across the board for those lesser skilled players. Now, before we jump into the rest of the video, I share with you guys the testing that I did that shows that this absolutely works and it is going to be bad for the game overall. Make sure you guys, if you enjoy this content at any time, go down below and smash that like button. Let's go ahead and throw that goal of 50 likes on today's video. Also, if you guys are interested in finding your way back to the channel, I want to be a part of that journey to 3,000 subscribers. We are less than 70 away. Make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Now, for those of you that don't know what reverse boosting is, it's basically where a good player would go into a lobby with a new account or a different account and purposely smash their stats into the ground, maybe kill themselves a bunch of times, have people in the lobby kill them, basically just put their stats down into the ground. And they do this in order to get those lower skilled players in their lobbies. You get, better lobbies this way based on the skill-based matchmaking that is in this game. Now, Drifter and the exclusive Ace, both great content creators, did some testing on the skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare. Now, with their testing, they found that the matchmaking was based on a correlation of your level or likeliness of your level, and also the last 5 games that you had. So if you've been playing really well for the last 5 games, it's going to progressively possibly put you in more difficult lobbies. And then obviously if you're a lower skilled player, you'd be getting put into lobbies similar to your skill level. Now, the purpose of this matchmaking is to, of course, protect those lower skilled players to try to make the experience more enjoyable for them, so they're not constantly going up against those higher skilled players who absolutely destroy them over and over again until they quit the match. The matchmaking in Modern Warfare also presents a problem for those higher skilled players as well, because they're constantly going up against those sweatier players, making the experience less enjoyable because they can never have a casual match and enjoy themselves and just play normally. They're constantly having to sweat match after match. Now, because these higher skilled players are getting sick of the lobbies that they're getting put into, this presents the huge problem that has arisen now that they've figured out how to reverse boost, take advantage of the system by basically just killing themselves over and over, like we said earlier, for a period of 5 matches, which then will put them in different or lower skill bracket matches. I'd actually, based on what exclusive Ace and Drifter said, decided to do some testing of my own. And don't worry guys, this is not something I plan to do for any of my future gameplays, for anything on my channel other than this testing purpose only for this video. So I jumped onto my second account, which had obviously no time played at all, fired up the game, and decided to try some reverse boosting for myself just to see how it would work, to see if it would get me the lobbies that everybody else is out there getting, was insane gameplays by doing this reverse boosting tactic. So I jumped into a match. The first match I got, I was level 1, of course. I was playing against a few level 155s. It seemed like a pretty average match, nothing too crazy in either direction. There wasn't a lot of noobs or a lot of skilled players. I obviously ran around the match and allowed people to kill me. I also killed myself quite a bit during this time as well, but I wanted to give some people some free kills because I kind of felt bad about doing this whole process, even though it was just a test. Now, I of course repeated this process for a couple of matches. By my third match, I already started to see some results. And now, this was taking place in the 24/7 Shoot House playlist. So in my third match, when the lobby was about to begin, I noticed I had some level 3, level 4, some level 20s. I didn't really see anybody over level 70 actually, so I could already see some results happening just by doing this for a few matches. Now, to make the testing as accurate as possible and to avoid having to repeat the process, because I didn't want to have to do this again, and I don't want to ever have to play on this account again, so what I did was I did a couple of more matches, got up to 5. The 6th match was actually a TDM, so I decided to tank that one as well. But overall, after the 5 to 6 matches, I was sitting at around 3 kills, most of which I got by accident. I got a couple of people just by shooting my claymore, or proximity mine that is, and blowing myself up. Just they happened to walk around the corner and got the kill. But I ended up being about 3 and 200 as far as my kills to deaths when I actually started playing the matches. I think my KD was somewhere at like a 0.03, so it was really low, even though KD has nothing to do with the lobbies that you get. I wanted to make sure I tanked those 5 to 6 matches in order to get the best possible lobbies to prove that this theory actually is something that is happening and how it's going to provide a problem. So my first match that I decided to actually go out there and play for real, I was using the P90, had pretty much no attachments. I think I was running a sight, and of course, because this is my second account, I wasn't even high enough level to really make much of a class setup. But one thing is for sure, the lobby that I got about my 7th match, obviously when I actually started playing, was domination. I absolutely destroyed the competition. We're talking about absolutely demolished. It looked like people were standing still. I had no problem taking out multiple people. I went on easy streaks. I got at least 2 chopper gunners and support helos. I ended up going like 81 and 11. It was absolutely insane, and it was one of the easiest lobbies by far I've ever had here in Modern Warfare. So it was evident that this process had already worked. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely felt bad about getting into these lobbies. I felt like I definitely did not belong in them. But, you know, it is for a test, it is for just a video, and I don't plan on doing it again in the future, so I think we're going to be okay. I think in total I played about 5 matches after completing the reverse boosting process. The next couple matches ahead ended up being very good matches as well. I think in one of them I ended up going on like a 26 streak, almost getting a nuke. I was moving around the map quite a bit, however, unfortunately I ended up dying, and I wouldn't probably have been able to get it just because there was a lack of time in the match. We were playing hardpoint. Teammates were just absolutely jumping on the hardpoint the whole game. Enemy team had nothing to do with the hardpoint pretty much the entire match, so you know how that goes. So we weren't able to pull off a nuke. However, this is not what this video is about. We're not here to drop nuke gameplays in boosted, or reverse boosted lobbies I should say. We're not here to pick on all of the lower skilled players. I did this again for testing purposes, so I just wanted to prove that of course you do get insanely good matches. Now I will say, as the matches progressed, I said I played about a total of 5. The first 2 were really good. The third one was pretty solid as well. My 4th match had quite a few, lower skill players. Then I had one guy that was able to kill me a significant amount of times. The strange thing, however, was that when I got into my 5th and final match, that one player that was able to kill me was the only player that transferred over to that next game. You know how that is, sometimes you get one of the same players. I just thought it was kind of coincidental, kind of strange that it was the only player that was able to kind of kill me off my streaks in the previous match. So my last lobby was a little bit more tough to do something in. I did manage to get like 60 something kills in it. But overall I did end up doing really well. I would say it's probably much better than most of the lobbies I get on my normal account. I will say that as I kind of did good each and every match, it felt like the lower skill level started to rise just a little bit. It wasn't a ton in between each match, but it definitely seemed like as I did good, one match, the next match, the players were just a little bit more conscious, and by the final match, I definitely had some conscious players that were jump shotting me, trying to drop shot me, things of that nature. Didn't keep me from going on some streaks, but I think you guys kind of get what I'm trying to say here. It did definitely feel like the better I played, the more often I did that, the harder it tried to make the lobbies. I do believe that if I continued to do what I was doing in those matches and continued to play on that account, it would finally get to where my account is now. For reference, the account that I normally play on has a 2.25 KD range. I think it's probably like a 2.23 at this point, but that doesn't matter. So you guys see I sit just above a 2.0, which means that my lobbies are going to tend to be a little bit more sweaty. When I go into 6v6 and 10v10, the matches are absolutely unplayable. Most of the time people don't want to move, can't get any map control. It just makes the game really hard to enjoy. So I hope that they look into the skill-based matchmaking and make some tweaks just for the overall experience for all of the players. It affects the good players just as much as it affects the bad players, but across the board the random matchmaking would be a lot more suited for the game. I remember back in the day you would get so many good matches and you would also get so many bad matches. You never knew what you were going to get. Sometimes you would get into a lobby and absolutely dominate. Sometimes you would get into a lobby and you'd have a hard time getting any kills at all. It kind of fluctuated. But what we have now just doesn't do well for the community whatsoever. And the bad players are still getting stomped on even more because all the good players have figured out the algorithm to actually get into the lower skill lobbies by reverse boosting their accounts so that they can get into the lobbies so that they can absolutely destroy everybody, because that's what every pub stomper wants to do. They just want to get those lower skilled lobbies so they can drop nukes and have easy gameplays so that people can be impressed by their, videos, things of that nature. That's not how it should be. I think it should be a little bit more random. Sometimes you're going to get a decent player in there and still be able to drop some sort of, nuke on them. I did this such thing in World War II where I was able to play against some somewhat decent players, still even able to do some good, drop some good streaks on it. That's also really rewarding. Sometimes it was nice to, of course, have casual matches, which is not something you get here in Modern Warfare, which is kind of what people are complaining about. The matchmaking just needs to be a little bit more random, kind of like what we used to have, where it wasn't based on skill level or KD or recent matches or anything of that nature. It was just, join a lobby, is everybody's connection good? Cool, let's play. Sometimes, like I said, you would get somebody that actually had a decent skill level. Sometimes you would play against a lot of average skill level players. Then every once in a while you get those really good lobbies where you have the below skill level players. Across the board, like I said, it was just a lot more random, and people enjoyed the experience a lot more. Now, if matchmaking stays the way it is, it's going to absolutely ruin Modern Warfare. All the good players are already headed towards reverse boosting their accounts, or playing, and reverse boosting just to get those good lobbies, just to get those good gameplays. They're already out there doing it. They're ruining the experience for the people who are supposed to be protected by the so-called skill-based matchmaking. And they're also complaining. You guys can go on Reddit and see some of the lower skilled players complaining that the higher skilled players are getting into their lobbies by even reverse boosting, stomping on them anyway, ruining their experience. It's only going to get worse if this doesn't change in the near future. It could overall kill the game for most players, and because it seems to be based on the last 5 games, it's really easy to do, so a lot of players are going to be doing it. Honestly, I'm not sure how somebody could have respect for another player who just reverse boosts just to get gameplays, just to play against easy players. Now that's purposely playing against lower skilled players, and that's not something I'm for. I'm for all about having random lobbies. If you run across them, you run across them. But doing it on purpose is absolutely not cool. The best way to solve this issue is to, of course, take out skill-based matchmaking. We can only hope that Infinity Ward does something to tweak this. I would love to see it change. Everybody, I feel like, in the Call of Duty community at this point would love to see it change. But that's going to wrap things up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy this content at any time, make sure you guys go down below and smash that like button, as it greatly helps support the channel. And we got that goal of 50 likes on today's video. Also, if you guys are interested in helping your boy on his way to 3,000 subscribers, we have less than 70 to go, so just make sure you guys hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Appreciate you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support on the channel, and hope to see you all in the next one. Peace!